Hey everyone, I'm Jesse Shepard.
And I'm Sonia Konda, and we're Just Us Games, the creators of Supreme Courtship.
Supreme Courtship is an educational dating game where you befriend young, stylish versions of the U.S. Supreme Court justices. It's all about comedy, friendship, and experiencing life as a justice.
Players will begin their journey as the newly appointed 9th Justice on the Supreme Court, after a mysterious death leaves a vacancy open.
Along the way, they'll rub elbows with their esteemed colleagues, like Chief Justice John Roberts, the cool and collected court dad, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, feminist firebrand and master dissenter, or the now-retired Justice Anthony Kennedy, the wily and temperamental swing voter.
But most importantly, players will get to be a judge and make real decisions that matter, whether it be deciding which justice to hang out with during court recess, or casting the deciding vote on pivotal court cases that affect the entire nation.
Players will travel around Washington, D.C., unraveling a mystery and trying to stop an unprecedented threat to the court. Gameplay is inspired by visual novels like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, with a central story, expressive characters, and courtroom scenes to change up the pace.
And despite calling it a dating sim, this is more like a judicial friendship simulator. Players will get a chance to build close friendships with their fellow justices and learn about their views on influential cases. For every justice that you build a bond with, you'll unlock special side stories and endings, and gain influence to sway them to your side of an argument.
We started working on Supreme Courtship because we saw a profound disconnect between the importance of the Supreme Court and the lack of public understanding of it.
Americans are getting more and more politically involved these days, and yet few know how the court functions or can name even half of the justices.
Which, in 2016, were
Roberts, Thomas, Kennedy, Kagan, Alito, Breyer, Sotomayor, Gorsuch,
and of course, Ginsburg! These justices will rule on key aspects of our society for most of our lives, from who can get married to how much influence corporations have in our politics and elections. With Supreme Courtship, we want to help people develop informed opinions about the only members of our government that serve for a lifetime. For a lifetime!
Supreme Courtship will cover exciting topics such as separation of powers, textualism, the confirmation process, jurisdiction, adherence to precedent, and much, much more. Wow!
Now I know what you're thinking. Do I need a law degree to enjoy this game? It's not true. We've finely tuned the humor and writing to be fun for all ages.
We think comedy is a great way to educate people, and we want to cover important topics in a fun and optimistic way. However, this is a game with representations of real people, and there are real issues involved that we want to take seriously. Now, if you've been listening to the news recently, you know that there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the Supreme Court.
Two of the justices serving on the court today, Justices Thomas and Kavanaugh, have been credibly accused of sexually harassing or assaulting women. We've made statements regarding each justice that you can find on our Kickstarter page. But the takeaway is this: Kavanaugh will not be in the game, and Thomas will be included, but with the controversy being addressed.
We'll use the game as an opportunity to talk about sexual harassment and assault. You can read more on our Kickstarter page and learn about what you can do to help too.
Alright, let's get back to it. So why are we here today talking to you on Kickstarter?
2 words.
Cash money! All the money we get from Kickstarter will go to things this game needs, such as writing,
Art,
programming,
music,
months of additional research to make sure this game makes sense. Supreme Courtship will be released on Steam for PC and Mac, and will feature unique side stories and endings for Chief Justice Roberts, Justice Kennedy, and Justice Ginsburg.
With more funding, we'll be able to develop more stories for the other justices, as well as gameplay features. We'll also be able to release on more platforms, such as mobile phones, Nintendo Switch, and beyond. Of course, making such a political game in a divided political climate has to come with some risks, right?
What do you mean? It's not like our backers are gonna put us on trial. Just Us Games Studio. You stand accused of making a political game in the year 2019, when Americans are more divided than ever. How do you plead? Your Honor, the only thing I'm guilty of is loving my country. I want to believe in an America that's greater than the sum of its parts, where people can put aside partisan politics and create a better nation. Don't you?
Your Honor, my client is clearly insane.
That works for me. One inspiration for this game came from my favorite justice, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. she would have profound, heated disagreements with the late Justice Antonin Scalia on the court. But outside of the court, she maintained a strong friendship with him that surpassed their political ideologies. I want to create something that's as simple and profound as that friendship. A world where intelligent, opinionated people can disagree but still get along.
Supreme Courtship captures this motivation for an idyllic Washington, D.C. in its artwork, both through its bright, vibrant background stills and the expressive and stylish character designs. When designing each character, we wanted to portray the essence of their personality, while also transforming them into younger, stylish versions of themselves.
And who knew Justice Kennedy could be such an adorable twerp?
Along with the justices, we've designed tons of interesting side characters that players can interact with in the game. These characters will encompass both different roles in DC politics, as well as a wide variety of races, genders, and orientations.
And that's the game. With Supreme Courtship, we hope to teach people about the Supreme Court and also touch upon what justice means in our society.
And of course, it's a comedy game. We want to make politics and issues around our government accessible and not as scary as it is on the news. We hope to leave players with a feeling of what they can do to make our world better and more fair for those around us.
And do we mention how fun it's gonna be?
It's gonna be a fun game.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're excited about Supreme Courtship and our mission to teach people about the Supreme Court, please back us and share this with your friends, family, and that special law student in your life.
It might be just us here at Just Us Game Studio, but with your help, it could be all of us coming together to make this game a reality.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Just 10 more of these. Feeling begins burn now.